Hey, it's the Geek and the Greek. We're back here week 2 of the NFL season. Mike, it's good to have you back from vacation.
Well, it's nice to be included this time.
Well, you know, we did include you last time by Skype.
It wasn't me.
You know, it's good to have you here in person so you can witness the coronation of the defending champion. Right here we go, champion. Here we go.
Well, 1-1, my friend, after 2 years. Decided here.
You're only as good as your last season, and that makes me the champion. Anyways, we're here to talk about
We are.
The Bengals, Steelers. Great matchup.
Yep, bad
Mike,
blood. Yep.
What's your take?
Well, surprise, surprise, but I'm going with the Bengals just like I did in last year's postseason to a devastating effect there. But, you know, last week, Cincinnati, they went into New York on 9/11. Tough place to play. Tough place for them. They hadn't won there in, what, a decade and a half. And they pulled out a real gutsy win here. All eyes were on Andy Dalton, whether he was going to be the Red Rifle of old or this Red Rider BB gun shooter, as he was called last year. And this guy, you know, he shook off the rust. He went 23 of 30 for 366 yards. That's not bad.
Impressive.
Very impressive. A.J. Green, #1 receiver here, 12 catches, 180 yards. New addition, Brandon LaFell. This guy had 4 catches for 91 yards, so there is some depth to this receiving core. And another new pickup, Carlos Dansby. This guy had 11 tackles for them, so perfect. Who needs him at this point? Definitely not the Steelers or Antonio Brown. But now the only weakness that Cincinnati showed last week is that they were sacked 7 times. But when you look at that Steelers game on Monday night, well, 7 sacks is pretty bad, but the Steelers had 0 against the Washington Redskins, so let's call that a wash. You know, the Steelers, they look dominant on Monday night. You know, Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, D'Angelo Williams, these guys combined for 435 yards, but this is still a top 5 Cincinnati defense here. This isn't this, you know, hodgepodge Redskins defense that we saw last week. You know, it's a short week for the Steelers, who are still short on a bunch of their star players, so let's go with the Bengals.
I guess you just want to keep your job, huh? Try to keep Chappie happy.
Make Chappie happy,
right?
that's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the 7 sacks being the only weakness. The Bengals did show quite a few other chinks in the armor. Okay. You know, their clock management was terrible. I think they did a 54-yard field goal to win, and then they picked off Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was driving the Jets down the field to win. It was a terrible throw. You could have picked it off. I mean, it wasn't any miraculous play by the defense. Okay. And as you said, the 7 sacks, that was actually a record given up by the Bengals. Well, and they had just 57 rushing yards. They had nothing on the ground. And the thing is, you take away A.J. Green, and their offense is nothing. There's nothing. And when you talk about, you know, missing players, both teams are missing players. So the Steelers are, or the Bengals are missing Burfict and Tyler Eifert.
They are, yep.
And the Steelers are missing Martavis Bryant, gone for the year. Yep. Le'Veon Bell, Ladarius Green. Yep. But Pittsburgh handled the missing players better. You look at their replacements. Tight end Jesse James came in, looked like a young Heath Miller. Rookie slot Eli Rogers looked amazing. Sammy Coates made a bunch of big plays. D'Angelo Williams, the ageless wonder, 143 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, wow, he was impressive.
I mean, yeah, and the steel curtain dropped against the Redskins last week on defense, 55 rushing yards. Kirk Cousins picked off twice, no touchdowns. I mean, their defense played fantastic. And if we're going to talk about history, let's talk about the fact that Pittsburgh is 10-3 against Cincy since 2010. You got to go with Pittsburgh. Don't listen to him.
It's the best division in football here. It's going to be a close game.
Yes.
Let's go with Cincinnati.
I can't wait to see Paul Chapman come into work on Monday. Sad. Tears.